Yeah. And that kind of goes back to like the control, like having control of the situation. You have way more control of it, like when you're sitting in front of them, whether it's in person or through Zoom. And then also, like, well, I always tell people, it's about building relationships for sure. Like, if you want people to come back or people to buy from you, it starts with like actually getting to know them, and it's so much more harder to do that in the DM. So, I want to talk about how we found the artist. Can you explain that process for like the people who would watch this? Explain the process of what I introduced to you and like what that looks like.
Yeah, so I signed up to Producer Fury, and it's Tinder but for artists. So I
Yeah.
would put my style genre on the top, and at the time it was SD Kit, but then it would show like those artists that have the similar style to that person, and then you can just say yes to this artist or say no. And once you say yes, it kind of collects all of their information, Instagram, email, Genius, whatever it is, into just this one consolidated page, and it makes contacting them a lot easier. Instead of having to go on Spotify, look at similar artists, play through there, it's just you see the artist, play. If you don't like it, next. It's that 20 seconds it saves is a lot. 20 seconds could be like 15 more artists that you could have prospected in a day. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And like, what was your process before Producer Fury? Like, how were you even finding artists or trying to find them?
So that was it was either people DMing me directly, because some people did DM me, or like I said, the Spotify method, where I would go similar artists to this big artist, and then DM them. Hopefully there's an Instagram. If there's no Instagram there and I really like them, I manually looked it up on Firefox or whatever browser. Yeah. So
Yeah. And what's the biggest difference between like the Spotify method and Producer Fury? Like, in terms of like what it does for you. What does it save? Because I know for some people it saves time. For some people it helps them find quality artists. Like, what was it for you?
yeah, it saves a lot of time. Like I said, like that 20 seconds it saves per artist that you could have found, because like let's say one artist in Spotify, it would take me like a minute, but in Producer Fury, like I can skim through like 20 or 30 artists in a minute and maybe get 10. But that's 10 versus one. That's a lot. That's a big difference.
No, yeah, and it makes a huge difference. And I mean, I guess the cool thing about Producer Fury is like it's low key. It's not gonna be low key for a long time, but it's still low key now. So now let's talk about kind of like the messaging for you when you were messaging artists, because you mentioned like kind of fluffing them up, but at the same time like making sure that everybody wins in the situation when you reach out to them. Was there any major differences in terms of what you were messaging them about versus when you got into the 30-day program, and I kind of like broke down like the message template for you?